Second, some severe weather developing at least Concho Valley, Big Country, most of our viewing area here across West Texas. And Joe joins me now here in studio. Joe, you've been working tirelessly really since last night. We had mentioned that here we go again, and here we are this afternoon, those storms developing. What's going on out there today?
We're tracking those strong to severe storms ongoing across West Texas. We're tracking one supercell thunderstorm right now with a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, exhibiting also some signs of rotation. So we'll have to watch this for a potential tornado warning. Right now, just a severe thunderstorm warning. Other cells, though, are going up here a little bit further off to the southwest. So let's take you over to the radar here, and we're going to continue to do this all afternoon, all evening long as these cells continue to develop. But right now, this is the cell we were talking about an hour to 2 hours ago earlier back towards Bronx. It has moved on off to the northeast and still a very strong thunderstorm ongoing right now. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning. It wasn't in effect until 4. Now just got extended a little bit further off to the northeast here in Callahan and Coleman County until 4:30 p.m. That includes the city of Cross Plains here. This is a monster supercell thunderstorm right now in southern Callahan County and northern Coleman County. So right on the line of Callahan and Coleman County right now. It's north of Coleman. It's pushing towards the east and northeast towards Cross Plains. It is exhibiting some slight rotation, broad rotation, which is good. You're not really seeing any particular location here with a strong gate-to-gate where you see those reds and greens come together, the tight rotation that we're looking for here. Not really seeing that in the latest scan here, which is some good news. So some broad rotation around this area here. So right along Route 283 here, that is north of Coleman, just off to the southwest of Rodin. Actually, it's a little bit further off here. It's right here, starting to see a little bit more of that rotation now. So right along the Coleman and Callahan County lines here. This warning, or this rotation here, is going to go just off to the east-northeast, and it is headed towards the city of Cross Plains. So Cross Plains, want to take your severe weather plan in place right now, getting into an interior room away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Once again, this is not tornado warned, but we are seeing some rotation here on the radar, showing that radar indicated rotation where we may see a tornado developing. We've had multiple reports coming from that area of a low cloud hanging base there. No confirmed tornado on it. The storm continues to battle itself, actually. Some of the downdraft winds are actually playing into a role here of weakening the storm and not letting it drop a tornado. So that's some good news. It's working against itself. We are also dealing with some hail upwards of $half size. It's come down over the last few frames here, right along just off to the east, or west, excuse me, of Cross Plains, but the hail core is going to come into Cross Plains as well. So this is the storm we're worried about, and once again, that rotation here right along the Callahan and Coleman County lines. This will continue to push on off to the east and northeast towards Cross Plains. Let's jump over a little bit further off to the southwest, show you where we're seeing these storms developing here. You see that boundary right through Ballinger, Paint Rock, down towards Merchant, just off to the southeast of San Angelo. That is where these storms are going up. So we've stepped outside a few times. Look at the clouds here in San Angelo as they continue to build. No storm headed into San Angelo in the city proper right now. We're looking for development if we want to see any rain here in San Angelo off to the west and southwest. Right now, relatively quiet west of town, but east of town, just on the east side of San Angelo off towards far eastern Tom Green County, you're seeing these cells go up rather quickly, and these will turn severe rather quickly as well. So right now, no warning on any of these cells further off to the southwest, but this cell right here is going to go, looks like just north of Paint Rock and towards the Ballinger area. Not warned at the moment, but I think these cells are going to develop rather quickly, and we may see a severe thunderstorm warning within a few minutes here. So right now, the only warning that we have is further off to the northwest with the cell up headed towards Cross Plains, but we're looking for additional activity a little bit further to the southwest along this boundary. So that's the main concern right now. Let's go back to that as I go back a few frames for that rotation in that storm in Callahan and Coleman counties, because that's where the concern is right now. It's still broad. It would be right in here where you see some of that rotation. So it's west of Cross Plains. It's headed in this general direction. So Cross Plains, possibly the north side of Cross Plains up towards Atwell here. It's weak, not seeing a confirmed tornado, not a tornado warning once again, but we're just watching for this area of rotation. If it tightens up a little bit, we will definitely let you know. And once again, the severe thunderstorm warning for Callahan and Coleman County in effect until 4:30 p.m. So Tim, We've been tracking this all afternoon. We went outside, take a look at the clouds a little bit. Nothing here in San Angelo at the moment. Same thing with Abilene. We're looking good, but showers and storms are going up quickly, and they'll turn severe weather quickly as well. So it's a fluid situation here. Changes every few moments.
Yeah, you went outside a little bit ago, and you had mentioned that there was some coverage, at least cloud coverage, trying to form right here. It's important to note sometimes doesn't necessarily show up on the radar the way it should, right? Sometimes these pop up out of nowhere, and that's when you have to take the action.
Yeah, they develop within a few minutes. Came inside to tell you to come outside and take a look at this thunderstorm here, this developing thunderstorm. It went up, it built the clouds up, and then it cut itself off. Didn't really form into anything west of town. The energy for the storms east of town trying to block some of the activity to the west. So it's a fluid situation. You got to get the right ingredients all at the same time to build that thunderstorm and maintain it. But we'll see more chances later on in the evening. I know I'm rooting for rain here in San Angelo. We haven't seen any. Abilene saw upwards of 3 inches earlier today, but we didn't see anything here in San Angelo. I want the rain. We just don't need the severe weather. We don't need the hail, and we don't need any tornado.
You know, it's funny, we always say there's comments always, whether it's our text line or Facebook, that there's that bubble around San Angelo, invisible bubble, nothing happens here. There are quite a few responses here on our Facebook Live saying, you know, everything always goes around us here in San Angelo. We're never going to get any rain. Scale of 1 to 10, what is some of the possibility of some precipitation here in San Angelo?
Well, some of the future models here, actually let me take you to that real quick. If I have that, I go back to this. I think I have it in a few frames from now, so let me fast forward a little bit and then go to the future radar. So this is the future radar. This is 5 p.m. Seeing most of the activity northeast of San Angelo up towards Ranger. That is that supercell thunderstorm that we're continuing to watch push on off to the northeast. The next few hours, we got a few more chances of some rain, some thunderstorms forming down near the international border. And then this is about 6 to 10 p.m. You see that activity start to become more widespread here. Not really seeing that supercell structure, which is good. This is the best chance to see rain. So here in San Angelo, if you're rooting for the rain, we want rain here. We just don't need the severe weather. Best chances are going to be from about now, but really from 6 p.m. to about 10 or 11 p.m. at night to have a shower, possibly a thunderstorm, may turn severe. The greatest threat, though, is going to be east of town, but we are tracking because you see it changes rather quickly. If we can get a storm to form just off to the west to move into San Angelo, that's our best chance to see that strong to possibly severe storm. So we're not out of the woods here in San Angelo. It's not a threat at the current moment. All of it is east of us. But the threat remains later on this afternoon and this evening. So if anything happens, we'll obviously come back on Facebook Live, Tim, if it does hit San Angelo. But a lot of ground to cover, lots of counties to cover as well, and people being impacted right now.
Yeah, I want to get back to, you mentioned the word ingredients. One moment we were under that watch, or one of you came running inside and then said, hey, actually, since the last time we were on Facebook Live, we're clear at the moment. And then it redeveloped again. What kind of goes into that back and forth, and what are those ingredients that at least you're looking for to declare whether it's a watch or warning?
Yeah, well, you need the lift, you need the instability, the moisture, the shear. We got a lot of moisture out there. Those dew points running, especially in our eastern communities. I probably should have put that on the graphics behind me. Maybe I'll get that for one of our later Facebook Lives. But the dew points out there, especially off to our east, they're upwards of 65 to 70 degree dew points. That's extremely moist, humid air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. We've had those winds out of the south and southeast. Further off to the west, we have a dry line moving on through, super dry air off in the Permian Basin. That is pushing towards us. So that instability, that where they meet pretty much is where we see that instability growing, and then you got the lift and the winds out there. They're coming from the south and southeast. At the surface, levels up above, they're coming from the southwest. So that turning is why we're seeing all of these storms that are developing right now. They do exhibit rotation, and that's why we have to watch for a tornado threat.
You keep mentioning far off to the east, or have received a few messages from folks in Brady asking about their safety here toward the end of the night. So just touch on McCulloch County here a minute.
Yeah, let me go back to the radar here and show you what we're talking about. Brady, at the current moment, nothing. So we're good for at least another 45 minutes to an hour. I don't want to say much longer after that because these come up and they pop up rather quickly. So this line here just to the east of San Angelo trying to form here, this is going to be the cells to watch as they push on off to the east-northeast. Right now it looks like this particular cell will go north of the Brady area, but you see some of that development way down here. This is nothing crazy, it's just a shower right now, but that would be what we have to watch to come into McCulloch County and Brady. So all of these storms moving in this general direction. So if you're looking at your particular county, looking at what's coming, like Sterling City, you look just off to the southwest, you see this cell. That's the one to watch moving in there. So you got to watch what's southwest of you to see what you're going to get. But future radar, especially as you get towards Brady, relatively quiet till about 7 or 8. Then we see more of that activity, and then later on this evening, McCullough County has the best chance of seeing those strong to severe storms. And then during the overnight period, hill country towards I-35. These are some monster storms. We're talking upwards of baseball-sized hail, especially off to the southeast. That severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 11 p.m. off to the southeast. So it's fluid, it's changing. There's a lot to talk about, too.
Yeah, we saw quite the hailstorm here last April or May, and you saw some of that baseball, tennis ball-sized hail and the damage that it can do. So absolutely take every precaution and listen to every word, that whether it's the Weather Center, whether it's you, Joe, or your weather radio, safe than sorry. Better to play it safe than sorry.
Yeah, and we talk about the tornado threat, being a concern, one of the main concerns that we're talking about with that rotation that we're seeing in every storm that forms. But hail is just as dangerous, and the wording coming out of the National Weather Service today is for very, very large hail. We're talking 2 to 3 inch size hail. That's tennis ball, getting close to baseball size hail. That could do some real damage. So we got to watch these hailstorms as well, not just the tornado threat.
Continue to stay weather aware with meteorologist Joe DiCarlo on our Facebook page, where you are joining us now live. We'll be on the air tonight at 6 on Fox West Texas. Safe to say, Joe, in the next 2 hours, we'll be back here on Facebook Live.
Yes, definitely. Let me actually, when we have it on right now, let me just go back to the rotations, just to give an update before we say goodbye, just in case we go off and then we have to come back on right away. So once again, that's rotation we're looking at. It's broad right now, continue to be on the Callahan-Coleman County line, so that's good. That's some good news. Just looks like a strong storm right now. There is the possibility we're watching some of this rotation. You see right here would be where it's trying to, the storm is trying to develop here. It's just getting cut off by itself with the rain and some of the activity off to our south and southeast kind of getting in the way of that. But the rotation part of the storm is right here. If there is a confirmed tornado, if there's a tornado warning, we'll obviously come back on the air. But this is what we're watching as it continues to push northeastwards towards Cross Plains. Cross Plains, if this starts to look more ugly than it is now, we'll obviously head back on and give you an update. So Tim, we'll continue to watch this cell, particularly right now, and the Cross Plains area.
We also received a message, Joe, from Winters, just from last night, thanking for the coverage, of course. And, meteorologist Joe DiCarlo was working tirelessly last night. I can tell you that out in the newsroom. So that is exactly what we're here to do, to serve the public. Hopefully the big country doesn't see as big of a problem, Joe, as they did say last night. But nonetheless, we will be here.
Last night was more north of Interstate 20. Today is a little bit more south of Interstate 20. This cell is going to head towards Interstate 20 as it continues to push off to the northeast towards Eastland. But it's a little bit different of an area than what we saw last night. So Winters, we had that one storm earlier. Winters is south of Abilene, so south of Interstate 20. So definitely going to be in the crosshairs later on. But right now, we look relatively quiet. The worst storm is to the east.
Continue to stay with us on our Facebook Live and text us as well at 325-655-6006 and download that Fox West Texas mobile app to stay weather aware. Joe and I'll be back here in, let's say, half hour, Joe, 25 minutes.
Yeah, we'll probably hop on a few times
Okay.
before the 6 and the 9, but we'll see what happens.
And if not, you can catch us here on Fox West Texas tonight at 6.